Dwight L. Moody was confronted by a man who really took offense or took exception to the way that he shared the gospel and reached for people. And this was D.L. Moody's response. He said, "It is clear that you do not like my way of doing evangelism. You raised some good points. Frankly, I sometimes don't like my way of doing evangelism either. But I like my way of doing it better than your way of not doing it." That is incredibly important. Doing it wrong is better than not doing it at all. At least we're getting the word out there, right? Some people would argue that. But I want to tell you about 5 things that are enemies to outreach, 5 things that often impede or stop us from attempting. Look, all of our attempts may be feeble, but it is the power of God in our life that makes that attempt successful. It's His Spirit that draws people, not us or our impressive speaking or knowledge or understanding, and we can never forget that. But 5 enemies to outreach. Number 1 is fear. Very often, fear of man, fear of rejection will stop us from sharing the gospel. Fear of looking dumb. Listen, don't let fear stop you from doing what God has designed and called and destined that each of us do as believers. Number 2, second enemy of outreach is lack of margin. Very often, if we wanted to, we don't have enough space in our life to even engage in outreach. I want to encourage you to create margin in your life today. Number 3, apathy. Now, this one is particularly important. Apathy is just that I don't care. That attitude that says I'm not even concerned. That is very dangerous for us, place for us to be. We as believers should always be red hot with our concern for the lost. Number 4, the fourth enemy of outreach is selfishness. We're so concerned about us that we neglect the destiny, the eternity of others. Selfishness. Number 5, shame. Paul said this in Romans 1:16. He says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God unto salvation for everyone who believes." We should never be ashamed of the gospel. Don't let the enemies of outreach shut you down. Listen, real problems require real solutions. I want to encourage you to dig deep in God's Word today.